I have an iPhone 7 Plus here. We're going to do some Freezespray on it. It's a VDD main short. A guy said he just plugged it in. All of a sudden, the phone stopped working, stopped charging. iTunes didn't recognize it, and I've never really gotten Freezespray to work because heat is generally not always indicative of where the fault lies. For me it isn't, at least. But anyways, I didn't see anything. I already looked at it under a microscope. I didn't really see anything that was weird with it or anything like that. And you know, what I look for when I inspect the logic board is really just black cap, burnt cap, something obvious sign of where to start. And in this board, I inspected the whole thing and I didn't see anything, nothing. So I decided to just try Freezespray again, and here I am, Freezespraying this mother. And I recorded this without sound initially, so I'm narrating over it. So I plugged it into a DC power supply, 4.1 volts, max of 2 amps, and I'm about to spray some stuff on it real quick. I got this MG Chemical Super Cold 134, and I think you gotta spray it twice. I don't know, but you spray it twice and it gets that little crusty white frost stuff on it. Then you can kind of see it a little bit better. So give it a few seconds here to freeze up. There you go. You got the little frosty white stuff on it, and now I'm about to turn on the power supply in 2 seconds here. Yeah, there you go. Power supply is on. You can see Q2101 is getting a little bit warm, I believe. Q2101 is that little square in the middle bottom of your screen. You can see the cap right next to it get a little bit warm, and then everything else just kind of goes along with it. So based on this, I assumed that it was that cap right next to that square, and so I decided to take it off and see if that's it. And here I am, just using my tweezers, a little bit of flux, and a little bit of a nudge. Stick it on top of here. And we're going to test it with a multimeter to see if this cap is shorted or not. So you can go to continuity mode where it beeps, or you can go to diode mode. Either way, diode mode is going to show you 0. But don't do it on top of this this ground plane here, otherwise it's definitely going to beep. So move it down a little bit, test it, and it was not short. So much for this stupid freeze thing, man. I still can't get it to work. I'm like 0 for 10. I don't know. Some people can get it to work, but I just don't. I don't believe in it. I'm thinking about just throwing away the can of Freezespray because it's stupid. I think it's a lot faster to just start taking big caps off, man. So still short. VDD main still short. Clean this up a little bit, and I'm about to go into my regular spiel here in a second.
So what do we do now then if that's not it?
So I kind of started this video in a little bit late, I guess, narration-wise. But anyway, so what's going on is that there's an iPhone 7 Plus here with a short on VDD main. Guy said he plugged it into some sort of weird charger, and it all of a sudden just died. So my initial guess is that it's probably something under, TriStar Tigris, but there's no VDD main pad under Tigris or TriStar. So, and then Tigris was getting hot along with this MOSFET here, Q2101, and heat is not always indicative of where the fault lies. And what I've realized is that the fault, if there's a shortened VDD main, it's rarely ever Tigris. It's rarely ever Q2101. It's almost always a cap somewhere, alright? And it's almost always a bigger cap. I don't think I've ever had a small cap fail, to a point where it would short it, where it would bring the entire line down. Alright? And this phone has never been opened before. So I think you have to come up with a plan to tackle this problem, because there's so many components on VDD main that it's almost impossible to try to track this whole thing down and fix it. It could take you a while, so you have to really come up with a plan in terms of what to do first, what to do second, and stuff like that. Okay, so my plan right now is to is to really just take all these caps off right here, all the big caps around here off, and test them one by one. See if we can find something. To see if we can find something. Hello? Is it working? My mic is jacked up a little bit. Still. I think I can hear me now. Okay, so my plan is just to start taking stuff off one by one. And now I need to figure out what is what. So I think I might just leave it on the small screen here while I'm doing my work, so I can see which caps I'm taking off. So let's start from the right side here. Let's start with backlight caps, because backlight caps seem to blow very often. And we haven't had a whole lot of these cases, so I don't know if there's a common cap that seems to fail more often than not on these things. But you know what? Let's try using flux and my tweezers. That way I won't be heating shit up. So I'm gonna take the two. I think these are backlight caps off first. It's gonna suck because I'm gonna need to figure out where to. I need to put them back later on. This is probably the easiest method right here. Make sure that I know where they're going. So let's test it again. Oh, I think we're in business. I think we might have gotten lucky. Nope. Hold on a second. How is this still short? Oh, I took the wrong one off. Well, hold on. Take the wrong cap off, dude. But why is this giving me a good reading now? And then this is still short. That doesn't make sense, man. Oh. Hold on a second, man. Something's wrong here. Is this okay? Let's go over here and check, see if this is. Oh, we're good. So we found our short actually. Weird. Looks like it was backlight related, but let me test these two caps here. And 7 plus. So let me test these two caps. Let's find out which one exactly it was. And I think I actually took the wrong cap off, so I definitely took the wrong cap off. So it's got to be this one that's bad. So let me just double check. Yep. This is the bad cap, man. Hold on. Yep, definitely this one. So there we go again, man. It's let's see if this is backlight related or not. VDD main C3405. C3405. Okay, so let's look it up. Let's look up our schematics and see what C3405 is. Maybe this is a common cap that that's gonna give us some problems. Let's say open sesame. Let's see. Oops. Let's see. Schematics. Okay. C3405. C05. Speaker amp. Interesting. Why would this cap blow, man? It doesn't even make sense. Is that even the same cap? Because I think that had something at the end of it, didn't it? Nope. The speaker amp blew, man. Speaker amp cap blew.
That's speaker amplifier.
Yeah.
Cap.
Yeah.
Get short and that's why the phone was not doing.
Yeah. But why would the speaker amp thing blow? It doesn't even make sense, man. Yeah, it's a big cap. I only did this because it was at the end of it. Of what? Oh, I think it's, well, it's 10 microfarads, I believe. I think, let me see. 10 microfarads. Doesn't even say, actually. Let's see. 10 microfarads, 6.3 volts. I mean, that's a pretty common cap that fails, right? Because I think that's the backlight cap. But it's weird that it would fail. Yeah. I think she said her Touch ID wasn't working. Oh, let's see. Hold on a second. Oh, really? Okay, why don't you test her home button on? Yeah, on our screen. Is that what is that? A 6S Plus? 6S and what? Oh, it was a backlight problem. What's the name again? Shit. Okay, let's see. Okay, she didn't say anything about the Touch ID not working, so just try it. Just check it, see if it works. Okay, so let me just put all these components back first. So if you have a VDD main short, I would say don't ever take off Tigris. Am I still recording here? Yeah. I would say just don't take off Tigris because you're really wasting your time. Rarely ever do I see a Tigris fault here. And let me just make sure these two caps are the same because I took them off and I don't know which one's which. So why don't they give me values, man? C2113, C2114. They're probably the same. Yes, they are. Okay. Okay, so now the painstaking. Well, it's not going to be too bad because there's only two caps here. So I think, yeah, I mean, if you ever have a VDD main short, I think the best thing to do is really just start taking off the big caps, especially the 10 microfarad ones, and then go from there, really. Too much over here. It's bridging. So yeah, that'll be fine because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put Tigris on. It should flow a little bit. Okay, so let me email. There's no extension cable on the 6S though. It needs a new screen, right? 6S, right? Yeah, so the screen is probably bad. Yeah, it is. Okay, so that is pretty good. So let me just check VDD main one more time. Make sure we're good to go here. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it doesn't like something's okay. 0.336. Okay, that's good. Okay, 0.338. So we're in business. Let me put Tigris back on first, and then I think this is gonna. I'm not even gonna start the boot. Well, I can't boot it up really until I put Tigris back on. So let me just get a Tigris here. Hello, hello, hello. Can you still hear me? Maybe. Hello. Thing is finicky. Hello, 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 hello. Okay, just getting a little organized here. Okay, we are. Let's see. Let me get rid of these little humps here. I'm actually gonna wick it a little bit because I don't really like. Ground pins right there. That should be alright. Clean this off, put some brand new flux on, and we will get ready for a new Tigris. So this guy wanted data off of this, and I'm kind of torn. Like I've been going back and forth. Like, do I charge him for no power repair? Or do I charge him for a data recovery repair? And just because he said, technically it's a no power repair, right? I mean, it's not water damage or anything like that. And what exactly is data recovery? Like, I know I'm recovering data on this, but it's also a no power thing. So it's like I've been having a tough time trying to figure out how to price these. I guess at the end of the day, it's time. But is finding a VDD main short, is that more time intensive, or like, you know? I mean, the thing is this, okay? Data recovery means that you're gonna get a phone back that has your data, but the phone is not repaired, right? And it's $300. And then no power, you're gonna get your phone back, most likely get your data, and have your phone repaired. So why in the world would you want a data recovery job where your phone's not going to be repaired? You're basically going to get everything the same thing back except for your phone is repaired. Like, why would you want to pay more for that? Like, to me that doesn't make sense. So I think there has to be a better pricing structure of some sort. There has to be a better pricing structure, I think, because right now it doesn't make sense to me. So I think what I'm doing is I'm just doing data recovery as water damage and drop damage, because those are usually not, the chances of those are slimmer, I would say, than a phone that's never been opened and all of a sudden it just dies. I think that is definitely, at 135, I think that's probably still pretty not bad. And they get their phone back working and stuff like that. I think this is going to take a little extra heat. Let me get a little more flux on there, because there's so much heat on this thing right now. Really want to see this thing slide into place. I know that the lead-free solder on there is really hard to melt, so it's going to take a little extra heat here. Just be patient, and then you'll see it slide into place. There he goes, right there, slides. And give it a little nudge both ways, and we are in business. Alright, so let's check VDD main again one more time for a short. And then if all's good, then I think we should be good to go here. Okay, so 1.15, 0.16. Okay, we're good. We're good. It's not shorted anymore, and let's wait for this to cool a little bit, and I'll power it up for you guys to see. And so once again, this freeze spray is pretty much useless. I've never really been successful with the freeze spray, man. I guess some people have success with it, but I just never have, because you know why? Heat is not always indicative of the problem, you know. And I think it's easier to just start removing capacitors, the big capacitors. Next time I won't even remove. Hold up, I didn't put that back. Next time I won't even remove Tigris. So what is it? A 10 microfarad. C3405 is 10 microfarad. (10 microfarad, 6.3 volts). That looks like a 0402. 10 microfarad. That looks like a backlight cap to me. Yep. BCC main backlight cap. Common, very, very commonly blown cap. I mean, yeah, I would say the majority of the time it's the 10 microfarad 6.3 volt ones.
6.3 volt is its limit, right?
Yeah,
It cannot,
plus or minus whatever 10-20%, I think.
so it cannot bear like 10 voltage. If
10 volts.
volts come in,
They probably could handle 10 volts. Maybe not 20, 15, 20, something like that. 10 they probably handle, but it's not rated for that, you know.
it's not rated.
20% of 6.3 volts. So that would probably be like 7.5 volts max, maybe, or something like that. You know, that's what it's rated at, but it doesn't mean it's going to blow at 10 volts. It just means that it's not going to operate
Why
optimally.
they are
Probably a spike in voltage, yeah. But you know, you're probably talking about, you're not talking about 10 volts here. You're probably talking about more like, you know, 20 volts or something like that. You know, 30 volts, 40 volts, 50 volts. 20 volts. I think it'd be suspect. We can try it. We can try blowing it up maybe with one of these iCloud lock ones here we have, you know. But I don't think. I think 20 volt, like 10 volts maybe. 20 volts, I don't think so. So that'd be a good test. Alright, so that's good to go. We are back in business here. Clean this up a little bit. We should have a happy customer after all this. I don't know yet. I haven't powered it up. But there's no more short in VDD main, so I'm assuming it's going to power up. I mean, why wouldn't it power up? Because this was not even open when I touched it, before I touched it, so. Alright, let's power this puppy up. And let's see if we can get some response. I'm pretty sure we will, but let's just put everything back so that this thing boots up quickly instead of taking 3 years. Okay. I hate how they designed this stupid thing, man. Gosh. Alright. Think we are okay? Maybe? Thing's gonna fire right up. Let's see. Okay. You're in business. Alright, so moment of truth for a second time, since I've already, initially I started it, but I forgot to record it, so I know it's gonna power up. There it goes. Hopefully the data's still on here. I'll make this customer happy. Oh man, this cold is still kicking my butt. Okay, I just felt the vibration. And we are in business. Let's see if touch works. Touch works. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I think we're in business here. So we're gonna have a happy customer here, and basically a brand new iPhone 7 Plus back here with all his data. He's gonna be happy, and all for the low price of 135 bucks. And I'm gonna go back and revisit this pricing scheme that we have here, and really differentiate, you know, data recovery versus no power, and try to make it clear for everyone involved. You know, for us, it's really about time thing. You know, how long does it take us to solve these no power repairs, you know, versus true data recovery. You know, what is true data recovery anyways? I think true data recovery is probably like, you know, if the logic board is bent or something like that, and or it's water damaged. You know, I think that's how we can kind of classify data recovery versus no power. You know, I mean, this phone has never been opened before. You know, and he said he plugged something in a charger and it blew. You know, so I think it's right to only charge, you know, for the no power repair versus data recovery. You know, for these instances. You know, so I don't know though. Anyway, so that's how you find a short on VDD main on iPhone 7 Plus. Diagnose, repair. Start with the caps, the big caps. Don't touch Tigris. Peace. Freezespray doesn't work also. What's up? What's up? I just wanted to talk a little bit about this online microsoldering course that we have. So basically we have 4 courses, starting from the basics to how to use the XW tools, which is the schematic software. And we have a course called Backlight Touch Charge, which deals with the 3 most common repairs. And then our last course is data recovery. What we did was we combined all of these courses into one full curriculum. If you want to learn microsoldering, I would say that this is probably the best way to start. So if you want to buy it, you know, we have it hosted at udemy.com, and the best way to do it is just go to microsoldering.com, click on store, click on the full curriculum. And from there, you can watch some previews and some intros to these videos. So if you want to learn microsoldering, this is the course to get. Alright, thanks.